What's good, fam? Back again with part 2 of this ongoing Drake saga, and let me tell you, it's getting wild. If you caught my last video, you know we were talking about those leaked DMs that made Drake look real shaky. Turns out that was just the appetizer. Now we got a full course meal of drama with new reference tracks surfacing that might blow the lid off Drake's so-called lyricism. If you're thinking, yo, isn't Drake already knee-deep in controversies? Buckle up, because these new leaks are coming for the jugular. We're talking about potential ghostwriters for the tracks Drake himself said were his most personal. And let's be real, if you can't trust a man's timestamp records, like 5 a.m. in Toronto or 4 p.m. in Calabasas, where he's spitting from the heart, what's even left? Let's break it all down. So, word on the street is that a mysterious user popped up online with audio clips, so-called reference tracks, for some of Drake's biggest bar-heavy songs. These are those joints where he usually goes off about industry drama, personal betrayals, or big wins. The stuff we all assume was Drizzy's unfiltered perspective, right? But get this, the person rapping in these leaked references ain't Drake. It's a dude named Moola, who's rumored to have been on Drake's payroll as a ghostwriter. So if the final versions match these references, bar for bar, it means Drake might have just been reciting someone else's life. And that's a big oof, especially when you consider how Drake himself used to brag about the raw honesty in these tracks. People are freaking out because these timestamp songs were like Drake's secret weapon to prove he could actually spit when he wanted to. If you remember the old Quentin Miller fiasco, Drake brushed that off by saying it was just for collabs or more melodic stuff. But if these new receipts check out, it looks like even Drake's real rap might not be so real after all. Let's be clear, ghostwriting isn't new in hip-hop, but it's a huge no-no for an artist who's always sold himself as a top-tier MC. Drake's timestamp records are basically his personal diary entries. He's venting about industry snakes, ex-friends, and haters. They're the tracks that made you say, okay, maybe Drake is a pop star, but the man can rap when he wants to. If we find out those gritty bars were never Drake's to begin with, that hits different. Fans have been giving Drake a pass for years, saying stuff like, he's got the hits, yeah, and the bars. But if the bars aren't even his, we're in some rough territory for Drizzy's legacy. All those debates about whether Drake belongs in the top 5 MCs conversation might be dead in the water. Consider too, how many times Drake's thrown subtle shots at other rappers for not being on his level. It's kind of hard to keep clowning others when your most personal verses might be outsourced. This drama could be a tipping point. Fans can overlook ghostwriting on club bangers, but messing with the authenticity of your deepest songs. That's a different story. Now, the chatter around the industry is that Drake's label might be letting these leaks slide, maybe even encouraging them, since he's apparently clashing with them behind the scenes. I mean, it would make sense. When you're the label's golden goose, they'll do anything to protect you. But if you start biting the hand that feeds, don't be shocked if they turn around and let your skeletons tumble out the closet. Some folks also think it's just random haters trying to pile on while Drake's vulnerable. But with how detailed these reference tracks seem, it feels bigger than just a casual troll. You can't help but wonder if someone with real insider knowledge is fueling this fire. Meanwhile, artists and producers are probably lurking in the background sipping their tea. If you've had issues with Drake, you're not in a rush to help him save face right now. Plus, Kendrick's camp has been quiet, yet smug, like they've known all along. Every time Drake hits a bump, people circle back to Kendrick's bars saying, he told y'all. The man's practically a rap oracle at this point. You want to see drama? Head to Twitter or TikTok. On one side, you got the die-hard Drake fans going full tinfoil hat modes. Those reference tracks are fake, they're AI, this is a smear campaign. On the other side, you got folks going, I knew Drake was a fraud. Then there's a bunch of people in the middle saying, look, as long as it bangs, I don't care who wrote it. But let's be real, core hip-hop fans do care. In rap, your credibility can make or break you. If your brand is built on being authentic, but your biggest bars aren't even yours, that's a tough pill to swallow. Drake's been playing both sides for a minute. He's the crooning pop star and the rap beast who can drop a timestamp banger at any moment. Now, it looks like the rap beast part might have been a team effort, and apparently, this mysterious leaker isn't done. They're teasing more reference tracks, more screenshots, possibly more details on Drake's entire writing process. It's kind of like a slow motion train wreck. People can't look away, and with every new snippet, social media goes berserk. It's exactly the kind of chaos Drake doesn't need right now. The million-dollar question, how is Drizzy going to handle this? He's got a few go-to strategies. One, he might pretend he's above the drama, drop a track with some subtle jabs, let the fans decode it, and hope we move on. Two, he could address it head on, either in an interview or on social media, saying something like, these are rough demos, not the final product. 3, he might go on the offensive and try to bury the leaker through legal means or sabotage their credibility. But none of that might matter if the evidence is too strong. If the audio and lyrics match perfectly with Drake's final versions, you can't spin that into "we were just collaborating," especially for these timestamp records, where he's always sold the concept that these are 100% Drake's stream of consciousness. If the public believes you're a phony, even the best PR team might not fix that. You also have to wonder if Drake might try to shift the narrative to something else, maybe release a surprise EP or pick another fight with a big name. But that only works if people are still willing to be distracted. Right now, the spotlight's on these ghostwriting claims, and it's not going anywhere. Here's the crazy part. We don't even know if ghostwriting is the only bombshell waiting. The last leak showed us Drake's private DMs, painting him as a shady operator who'd do anything to keep his image shiny. Who's to say we won't get more personal convos or even proof of him orchestrating shady deals behind the scenes? If this leaker or anyone else from Drake's inner circle decides to go nuclear and drop everything, Drake's in deep trouble. Sure, he's navigated controversies before, but this feels different. It's not just 1 or 2 haters popping off, it's multiple sources coming out of the woodwork. And after each scandal, fans are left wondering if there's more to uncover. All this chaos also ups the tension in the Drake versus Kendrick storyline. If Drake's aura keeps cracking, it makes Kendrick look that much more genuine. There's a reason so many fans say Kendrick's always known the real Drizzy behind the scenes. It might not end in another diss track, but it definitely adds weight to all those little shots Kendrick took over the years. So there it is. Drake is back under the microscope, this time for allegedly faking the very bars he's used to solidify his rap credibility. Fans are torn between denial, outrage, and indifference. The industry is buzzing with rumors that Drake's label or old collaborators might be fueling these leaks, especially since he's on shaky ground with them. And the big question looms: can Drake keep calling himself one of the greatest if his most personal joints weren't written by him? Look, I'm not saying Drake's done for. The man's a marketing genius, and he's got a loyal fan base that won't abandon him easily. But this hits his core image, his pen game, and authenticity. If the public decides that's been a facade all along, the fallout could be massive. Let me know what you think. Are we witnessing the slow downfall of Drizzy? Or is this just another blip on the radar? Something we'll forget by the time he drops another chart topper? Personally, I feel like we're only scratching the surface, and each new leak could be a nail in the coffin of Drake's untouchable legacy. Stay tuned, because it seems like the rap world's biggest soap opera just keeps getting juicier. If you rock with the content, hit that like, drop a comment, and slap that subscribe button. We're only getting started uncovering this drama, and trust me, you do not want to miss any future twists. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your playlist updated, because in the rap game, everything can change in the blink of a leak.